Hello and welcome to Express News. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. Let's start with our top story. Campaigning has gained momentum in all poll-bound states and UTs of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Assam, West Bengal and Puducherry. Union Home Minister Amit Shah held virtual public rally at Jhargram in West Bengal. While addressing the gathering, Amit Shah said TMC over the last decade has indulged in corruption and extortion. It has encouraged political violence as well as insurgency. Home Minister Amit Shah also addressed a rally in Raniband, West Bengal. The Union Minister and senior BJP leader Nitin Gadkari said that a BJP-led government in West Bengal would provide wheels to development in the state. He added that if elected to form government in the state, the party will initiate various developmental projects including 1 lakh crore infrastructure projects and will generate employment opportunities for the youth. BJP President JP Nadda and Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan also addressed election rallies in Assam. Tamil Nadu CM E. Palaniswamy filed his nomination from Edapadi constituency. DMK President M.K. Stalin held a roadshow in Kolathur after filing nomination. M.K. Stalin filed his nomination papers as party candidate from Kolathur Assembly constituency before returning officer M. Thangavel at the corporation office in Annavaram. In Kerala, CM Pinarayi Vijayan filed his nomination as CPIM candidate from Dharmadam constituency in Kannur for the upcoming polls. Campaigning has gained momentum in Puducherry also. Four-time MLA P. Kannan joined BJP. Congress is facing internal rift. Both houses of parliament resumed proceedings today after a break of 4 days. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar spoke in Rajya Sabha today. He said, as land of Mahatma Gandhi, we can never ever turn our eyes away from racism. Also says we have strong ties with UK, will take up such matters with great candor when required. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar made a statement on the COVID-19 situation and the impact on Indians abroad. He said India has concluded air bubbles with 27 nations so far as people and students are returning back. Highlighting the success of diplomacy of the current government, Dr. S. Jaishankar said that repatriation would not have been possible without the cooperation of partner governments and various agencies. Also, External Affairs Minister said that to help our citizens sympathetically, the government is also urging partner governments to look at their employment. Minister for Environment and Climate Change Prakash Javadekar said that over 6 years, 15,000 square kilometres of tree cover has increased and Rs 48,000 crores have been given to states for afforestation programs. Javadekar also said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has set a goal of restoring 26 million hectares of land in 10 years. Replying to questions in Lok Sabha, MOS Finance Anurag Thakur said the centre and states should work together to check the price rise of diesel and petrol. He urged the state governments to reduce the tax on the petroleum products, adding that the centre will also take decisions following the state government's reduction of price. Union Minister Anurag Thakur slammed the Congress and accused the Nehru-Gandhi family for collecting funds only for Rajiv Gandhi Foundation and for accepting foreign funds including from China. Thakur said the PM National Relief Foundation was not given priority during the UPA regime. In Jammu and Kashmir, fresh firing resumed between terrorists and security forces at Rawalpora area of South Kashmir Shopian this morning. Jaish top militant commander Sajjad Afghani has been killed. 5 states, Maharashtra, Punjab, Karnataka, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu continue to report a surge in the COVID daily new cases. 5 states cumulatively account for 78.41% of the new cases reported in the past 24 hours. 26,291 new cases were registered in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra has reported the highest daily new cases at 16,620, accounting for 63.21% of the daily new cases. It is followed by Kerala with 1,792, while Punjab reported 1,492 new cases. A rising trajectory of daily new cases is visible in 8 states. These are Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, Delhi, Gujarat, Karnataka and Haryana. Kerala has a consistently declining trend over the last 1 month. India's total active case load has reached 2,19,262 today, comprising 1.93% of the total positive cases. 3 states, Maharashtra, Kerala and Punjab, cumulatively account for 77% of India's total active cases. Maharashtra alone accounts for more than 58% of the total active cases in the country. Maharashtra has reported the maximum number of single-day recoveries with 8,861 newly recovered cases. India is fast approaching total vaccination coverage of 2 crore 99 lakh 8,038 vaccine doses have been administered through 5,13,065 sessions as per the provisional report till 7 am today. India's cumulative recoveries stand at 1 crore 10 lakh 7,352 today. The national recovery rate is 96.68%. 118 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. 17,455 recoveries were registered in the last 24 hours. 84.10% of the new recovered cases are observed to be concentrated in 6 states. The 30 shares BSE Sensex today tumbled 397 points to close at 50,395.08 or 0.78% down. The 50 shares Nifty also slipped 101.45 points to close at 14,929.50. Gold prices rose by Rs 44 to Rs 44,794 per 10 gram in futures trade as speculators created fresh positions on a firm spot demand. Silver prices rose by Rs 230 to Rs 67,074 per kg in futures trade as participants widened their bets on a firm spot demand. Rupee surged 33 paise to close at 72.46 against the US dollar. Crude oil prices rose by Rs 11 to Rs 4,808 per barrel in India. On the multi-commodity exchange, crude oil for March delivery traded higher by Rs 11 or 0.23% at Rs 4,808 per barrel in 4,709 lots. Wholesale price base inflation in February rose to its 27-month high to 4.17% as against 2.03% a month ago in January, according to the government data released on Monday. December WPI has been revised to 1.95% versus 1.22% earlier. WPI food index in February 2021 stood at 3.31%, an increase against 0.26% in the previous month. In non-food articles, inflation was at 0.51% minus in February, a decline compared to January 2021. Bank credit has risen by 6.63% to 107.75 lakh crore rupees and deposits grew by 12.06% to 149.34 lakh crore rupees in the fortnight ended February 26. A data released by RBI has suggested in the fortnight ended February 28 last year, bank credit stood at 101.05 lakh crore rupees and deposits at 133.26 lakh crore rupees. CARE Ratings in its report said the bank credit growth in the fortnight ended February 26 stood stable compared to the last fortnight and returned to the levels observed in the early months of the pandemic, when the loan growth ranged between 6.5% to 7.2% during April 2020. According to analysts, the growth in bank credit is driven by an increase in retail loans. COVID-19 has infected more than 12 crore 4 lakh people across the world, while over 9 crore 70 lakh have recovered from it. The number of lives lost globally due to COVID-19 stands above 26 lakh 65,000. The US continues to remain worsted from the disease, with cases passing 3 crore 81,000. US has registered over 3 crore 81,000 cases. It has registered over 5 lakh 47,000 fatalities. New Yorkers marked 1 year since their city's first known fatality from COVID-19 on Sunday. An evening memorial took place to honor 30,000 residents who perished over the past year from the pandemic. Faces of some of the city's pandemic victims were projected onto the Brooklyn Bridge during the music-filled memorial. There was no public seating area for Sunday's memorial and residents watched the event online. Ireland has temporarily suspended the use of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine, citing reports from the Norwegian Medicines Agency regarding a cluster of serious blood clotting in some recipients. 3 health workers in Norway who had recently received the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine were being treated in hospital for bleeding, blood clots and a low count of blood platelets. Clashes broke out between police and protesters in The Hague in Netherlands as anti-lockdown protesters thronged open field browing police warnings to disperse. Dangerous winter storm struck large swaths of the US Rockies and Western Plains, forcing the cancellation of hundreds of flights in Denver and shutting down major highways. A sandstorm swept across Beijing this morning, turning the sky yellow, limiting visibility to less than 1,000 meters and disrupting traffic. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has urged Paraguay to work with its diplomatic ally Taiwan to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic after protests in the South American country over the government's handling of the health crisis. After the historic Quad Summit, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin make their first overseas trip as they visit key allies Japan and South Korea. Secretary Austin will also travel to India, where he will meet Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and other senior national security leaders to discuss deepening the US-India major defense partnership and advancing cooperation for a free, prosperous and open Indo-Pacific and Western Indian Ocean region. India's ambassador to US, Taranjeet Sandhu, spoke of the significance of this visit. At least 8 people sustained injuries, with 1 in critical condition and airlifted to Kathmandu after a pressure cooker blast inside a government office in southeastern Nepal. In Chicago, a shooter opened fire at a party, killing 2 and injuring 15 others. The incident took place in Chicago's Park Manor neighborhood. Bolivia's former president, Jiménez Áñez, has claimed to have the people's support after the government arrested her on claims she participated in a 2019 coup to seize power. Ahead of the upcoming federal election in September in Germany, the ruling Christian Democratic Union Party has suffered major setback. The party slumped to record defeats in 2 regional votes on Sunday after a muddled coronavirus response. Outrage spilled amongst demonstrators who gathered in London's Parliament Square and outside the Prime Minister's office against the killing of Sarah Everard. Protests continue unabated in Myanmar. Security forces fired on pro-democracy demonstrators on Monday, according to witnesses. The protesters took to the streets in defiance of the authorities' escalating use of violence, with dozens killed on Sunday in the bloodiest day since the February 1 coup. A number of climbers are all prepped up to return to Mount Everest for the first time next month, adhering to strict conditions as the world's highest peak reopens after a year. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, climbers were not allowed to scale the 8,849-meter mountain. Spring snow has turned many places in southwest parts of Tibet's region into the winter wonderland. Locals enjoying the beauty of snow scenery. In Lhasa city, people visited Potala Place Square and took pictures with the iconic landmark against the snowy backdrop. Egyptian students have found an alternative for the lack of snow. The students are substituting the lack of snow with salt hills for fun. It is an activity which has become popular this winter season. Italians enjoy a funnel day of open restaurants and bars before tighter restrictions kick in as the government battles to stem a fresh surge in coronavirus cases and hospitalizations. A number of regions, including wealthy Lombardy and Italy's financial capital Milan, will be placed under full lockdown from today because of the recent jump in infections and hospitalizations. After a long lockdown, the Potsdam Barberini Museum has opened with a major Rembrandt exhibition under strict coronavirus restriction measures titled Rembrandt's Orient. Some 100 works by Rembrandt, Van Rijn and his contemporaries are shown at the museum. The exhibition will be on display till June 27th. To visit the exhibition, an online ticket is necessary, which can only be purchased 3 days in advance. Only 660 visitors per day are allowed to enter the exhibition, since the museum only admits 20 people every 15 minutes. A giant wooden tower was torched on night as part of the Maslenitsa folk festival celebration in Russia's western Kaluga region. This year, the tower, which was specially built for burning, was named Vaccination Tower, referring to the COVID-19 pandemic that shook the world. A group of scientists based in Norway has made a startling archaeological finding in the desert in Egypt. The group has discovered the world's oldest Christian monastery, which dates back to around the year 350 AD. According to the scientists, the rooms of the monastery are still intact. The items that the Norwegian scientists have extracted includes a letter engraved on pottery called ostrakon, written to the leader of the monastery. The monastery will eventually be buried in sand again. A Hong Kong scientist has developed a method using machine learning and artificial intelligence to scan the retinas of children as young as 6 to detect early stages of autism. The scientist uses a high-resolution camera with new computer software which analyzes a combination of factors including fiber layers and blood vessels in the eye. American musher Aaron Burmeister moved into the lead as the 2021 Iditarod Trail sled dog race continued through the wilds of central Alaska. Burmeister and his team of dogs reached the checkpoint in the town of Nikolai just after countryman Dallas Seavey, but grabbed the lead when he departed before Sevilla. A 24-year-old koala at a zoo in western Japan has been recognized as the world's oldest in captivity. Australia-born koala named Midori was presented with a certificate of recognition by Guinness World Records. She turned 24 last month. A couple of grey whales approached an expedition boat to the delight of visitors between Newport Beach and Santa Catalina Island in California, United States. The visitors participated in a whale watch organized by Pacific Offshore Expeditions when they spotted a pod of 5 grey whales. After 30 minutes, 2 whales broke off and came over to investigate the boat. The couple spent around 90 minutes playing on all sides of the boat. During this time, the organizers made sure that the whales were not touched. The grey whales are currently on their northbound migration from Baja, California back to their feeding grounds of Alaska. Drones captured how fin whales return to the same part of the Spanish coast year after year to feast on krill. The graceful sea mammals, which can reach up to 24 meters in length, were captured in 700 hours of film by the Edmaktub Association. Sports now, Tamil Nadu's CA Bhavani Devi has become the first ever Indian fencer to qualify for Tokyo Olympic Games. The sabre fencer secured a spot in the World Cup in Hungary after the host lost in the quarterfinals of the team event. Speaking in Rajya Sabha, Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju said that government has taken several steps to boost winter sports in Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir. Sports Minister also said that over 100 Khelo India centres have already been functional in Jammu and Kashmir. He added that Jammu and Kashmir has performed well in football and has a great potential. Minister further said that government will promote football as priority. Two-time Grand Slam champion Garbiñe Muguruza claimed the first WTA title in almost 2 years after winning the Dubai Championships. Daniil Medvedev claimed a 10th ATP Tour title after edging unseeded Frenchman Pete Herbert. With the fresh ATP rankings, Daniil Medvedev, a two-time Grand Slam finalist at the 2019 US Open and 2021 Australian Open, rises from number 3 to number 2. Novak Djokovic continues his dominating streak at ATP ranking as he remains world number 1 in fresh rankings. Manchester United and Leicester City strengthened their hold on top 4 places in the Premier League with wins on Sunday. Tottenham Hotspur's hopes diminish as they lost at Arsenal in North London. Leicester City crushed bottom side Sheffield United 5-0 to move second in the Premier League table. Portuguese star Ronaldo hit a hat-trick for Juventus in a 3-1 Serie A win over Cagliari to bring his total to 770 goals. Football legend Pele congratulated Cristiano Ronaldo for breaking his record of goals scored in official matches. Mason Greenwood, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Emil Smith-Rowe have been named in their strong England squad for next week's UEFA Under-21 Euro Finals group stage. Known to be world's greatest music honors, the winners of the 63rd edition of the Grammy Awards were announced, with pop sensation Beyoncé emerging as the female artist with maximum trophies. Beyoncé bagged 4 Grammys on Sunday, including one for Black Parade, celebrating black culture. The song was named Best R&B Performance of the Year. Beyoncé also shared 2 of the awards with Megan Thee Stallion, taking her total career wins to 28. With this, she surpassed the previous Grammy record for a female artist set by bluegrass singer Alison Krauss. Beyoncé's 9-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, took away her first Grammy Award. The Golden Trophy for Best Music Video was given to her for her mother's song Brown Skin Girl. 26-year-old Megan Thee Stallion, known for promoting women's empowerment, came away with 2 more wins for her single Savage featuring Beyoncé. The top honors were bagged by Billie Eilish. 19 years old Billie Eilish continued her winning streak by bagging an award for Everything I Wanted that won the Record of the Year. She also won for her theme song of the upcoming James Bond movie No Time to Die. Taylor Swift also emerged as the top winner at the ceremony. She won Album of the Year for a record Folklore recorded during coronavirus lockdowns. In a socially distant ceremony of live and pre-recorded performances, the writers of I Can't Breathe by R&B artist HER won Song of the Year. The song was written in response to the Black Lives Matter protest that roiled the United States last summer following the police killing of George Floyd. British singer Dua Lipa won Best Pop Vocal Album for her dance Why Future Nostalgia and spoke of the value of music during hard times. K-pop band BTS lost in the Best Pop Duo or Group Performance against Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande for their single Rain On Me, but performed their hit English-language single Dynamite from South Korea at the close of the show. The 7-member band from South Korea had been hoping to be the first K-pop act to win a Grammy after a breakthrough year in the United States for the genre. Hosted by Trevor Noah, the hybrid ceremony was packed with pre-recorded and live performances by the likes of Lipa, Taylor Swift, Post Malone, Cardi B, Da Baby, Black Pumas and Mickey Guyton. Well, that's all we have in Express News. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.
Come on boys, let's go practice.